Hey guys, welcome to another Tube Tuesday. It's me, Moon Pies. Winter's Day, first week of March. We have the February contest out of the way. I basically asked you, how did you get your username, your YouTube username? And I had submissions, and all through February, any submissions would be eligible to win the $50 grand prize. And this week, this Tube Tuesday video is only going to be about that contest. Hopefully it can apply to people that didn't apply to the contest. I'm going to be going over stuff that I saw and you know, sort of like the clinic almost from last year. So maybe you want to stick around, but I don't blame you if you move on to your Ray William Johnson video or whatever, dogs smoking on a toilet or whatever video you want to see next. I understand. You can bow out. I'll see you next week. I'll have some more tips for you. This week, I'm all about crowning the winner. And yeah, I got 10 submissions to the contest. And it was pretty neat because what I wanted to get people to do out there is put out videos where they actually explain their YouTube username. A lot of times, you're going through YouTube and you see people in the community, just names, and you go, wow, that's an interesting name. I wonder where that came from. And even when you go to someone's channel, they may have a variety of videos on there, but you never truly know where they got that name from, which is really the first decision you have when you go on YouTube is, boom, username. What username do you want? And that decides so many things. So I'm going to go over the 10 that submitted, and I hate this because I realize in doing these contests, most of you who actually take the time to submit something are not going to win. And at least they're not going to win the financial reward that I'm dangling every month. And I understand that. And that's why for the last month's, January's contest, rather, I went in and I put like a compilation of all the videos, put it out there into one clip, so people can actually watch it with links to every channel to get to those people. So this time, I'm not going to have the actual 10 videos. Instead, I'm just going to link. When I mention that person's video, there'll be a link that will show up eventually on this video, either there or something like that, which will take you to that video from that person. And do check it out, because these people, they took the time, they're part of your community, first of all, and they took the time to let us know how they got their username, and some of them have pretty cool stories to tell, and I think you'll be enlightened, and I would be shocked if you did not subscribe to at least a couple of them after checking out what they're about. So let's go. I have the list here. First up was Carl Blemming, and I've known Carl for, well, I mean, we're not friends, but, when I did a compilation video, I did a collaboration video, last year. He was one of the first ones to submit a video, so it made it part of the video. So I'm familiar with Carl Blemming and his videos and his work. And he basically explained the whole story on how his real name isn't Carl Blemming. That's just like a comic book character that he created back in school. And great insightful video. He also has some tips about some subscriber issue about them taking up subscribers, and he thought he can get his old account back and actively couldn't. But I'm not going to ruin the suspense. That's Carl Blemming's video. Then we have Hazitude, who clocked in at, I think, 29 seconds. It was the shortest video, 27, I think. Perfect. I didn't need anything long. That's all I wanted, a short video or a long video, whatever you felt like doing, letting me know about your name, basically telling us that, the Haza, and he has an attitude. Excellent. Well done. Perfect. Third up was Tessiava, who had a video basically explaining what her name means, which is actually Tessiava. Backwards is heavy set. Right, okay, I got that right. I was able to reverse it in my mind. That was cool enough. And how she makes videos, but basically, it's trying to fight the fat exploitation that you see in a lot of society, especially here in the United States, but in other places as well. So a purpose and a well-made video explained just about everything that I wanted was in that video. It put it all perfectly. Next, we had Red Sandy 5. Now this it's a young man, a boy, who basically named his channel Red from his favorite color, and Sandy was his dog, and 5 was his favorite number. And the video starts off pretty simple enough. You think you're going to get that, and then he throws a little, little video editing. Fired up the Final Cut Pro to put in a gunshot. Basically he basically offs himself. Pretty courageous, but actually I like it. It was actually probably the most clever twist within the video of, obviously you have people talking about themselves, you don't want to hear it. He basically offs himself, and a clever twist to it. I liked it, and especially I'm happy that I'm seeing young people responding to these contests, because I know that a lot of them can't participate in the YouTube Partners Program, so this gives them a way to make some money. At least, or get noticed, so when they do become 18 and they can qualify, they can't get a parent to help them out before then, or a guardian willing to take the tax hit for it. It'll work for them. So well done. Next up was Craig's VOD. who, as I said before, you did not have to be before the camera. You didn't have to present yourself before the camera. That's not your style. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to get a cool little story, a funny story, that actually, has like a little twist, almost like a M. Night Shyamalan movie that, you think the story's going somewhere on some antique typewriter, and then, boom, you get a twist. Interesting stuff. Next up was a VRA Millionaire, and he basically explains how the name came around. He has some music blaring in the background, so it's a nice, peppy, happy video explaining where he got the name from. Then we get Alpine Star Chick, who may be the first example of bribery on this contest, because, since I ate a moon pie while doing it, she actually takes out a Swiss roll, which is, people don't know what they are. A Swiss roll is kind of like a kissing cousin to the moon pie. It's like the moon pie chocolate and cream marshmallow, but without the graham crust. It's I think it's a Little Debbie one, or is that an Entenmann? No, it's a Little Debbie, I think. I see them in the market too. They're good. Explaining how she got the name of Alpine Star Chick, from basically, extreme sports and out there riding alpine gear. Next up, Camp Colombo, and Camp Colombo has a real cool. It's almost like an MTV style intro. That they send up, and it's a family of 4, and basically they're vlogging from their camper. I mean, they're like in a motorhome, in a camper really, trailer, around the country, or in the places that they go. But basically, life inside this camper, and it's really interesting. I've seen a few of the episodes already. I am a subscriber to Camp Colombo. I'm proud to say, and some neat stuff, perspective on it's. And basically this 30-second clip is just an intro of the 4 of them and what the videos are about, and it does it, artistically, almost in an MTV type fashion, like a reality show. Next up was Bear Fox 3102, and I got to find out that his name came from back in school, a little study on deer, bear, and fox, and put it all together as Deer, Bear, Fox, and it became Bear Fox. Again, more insight, great stuff. A lot of people, you go in there and I think Bear Fox, and I think, is this like a Star Fox thing? Is this some Nintendo thing? No, it's completely different. Everyone has a great story to tell, and that's what I found with this contest, that everything has a great story. And the last contestant, I can call this guy a friend of mine because we've interacted enough, Raymond Lestrange, who basically uploaded a video from December as a video response. So technically, I didn't want to accept it, but that video he did really does explain what his name is, so I have to accept it. It's a great response, and it addresses it perfectly. So I got 10 great responses. I have someone who emailed me one, but when I went to check it out, it was no longer available, so I guess they either had cold feet or decided not to make it public or anything like that. Either way, I wasn't able to access it. And either way, the rules were basically put them as video response. So I have 10 videos, 10 great videos for February, and I have to pick one winner. And the more I thought about it, the more I said, I'm going to have a lot of people hate me by the end of this year instead of like appreciating what I do, because it's not really what I wanted to do. So this is what I did. First of all, I linked to everybody here, and I really can't pay everybody, or despite you all had great efforts in here. But I narrowed it down to 4 winners. And instead of $50, I'm going to double it to $100. So I'm going 4 pieces of $25 a piece. So I'm giving 4 people $25, and I will contact the winners. Whether you want that as Amazon, PayPal, or just in the mail, like the Telnet girls did, the first video from January, which has to go out soon. Yes, that's going to go out tomorrow. All right, so the 4 winners. Let me see if I have them here. First of all, Tessiava, I think that it's first of all, the video did everything that I wanted in a video, and she also went out. She has it's a mission, it's a goal, it's a purpose, and she makes it explicit. She's basically out the people out there saying that just because someone's heavy, that they have this attitude, this inbred, built-in attitude towards that, and it's something that she's fighting. And I think it's a great thing. And the video, I'm not going for causes here, obviously. I mean, if a cause is good, that's great. If not, I think the video itself was well made, covered everything, and it really did everything the video should do. Second video, I'm going to give one of the 2 winners to Red Sandy 5. And I realized that the video itself, it's just, a kid talking to camera, but I think he put in the time to script in, a second character who came in and, assassinated him, really, and worked in some special effects there. And also, I'm happy that I have a minor winner, so that they get some money out of this thing. So I'm glad I was able to make the cut that way. The third winner, okay, Alpine Star Chick. You bribed me with a Swiss roll. Okay, you win. It was a really clever, even if she wouldn't have introduced the food like I did, to just sort of mimicking it that way. I think the video was great, and it really gave full color to what she's doing, and to a second account where she's an apartment property manager. Perfect win. And the fourth winner is going to go to Camp Colombo. And it's an intro. I realize it's the intro that they use in the actual vlogs. I mean, it's not 100% original, but what it does is basically it's the only time that they cut it up into just the intro to put it in as a video response to this. So it works as far as original works for me goes. And besides, I'm like 1 to 4 winners anyway. So all 4 of you, congratulations, you won. The 6 of you that didn't win, that didn't mean you were any less awesome. Well, technically, I guess it does, but you were all great. All 10 were awesome. I want to thank you. And if you haven't, just go back to this video, rewind it, and hit the little button, go back, and do follow some of the links that were up when I was talking about these videos. These people took a lot of time to make these videos, and they're your YouTube community. And even if you didn't participate in the contest, as I mentioned before, it's a great idea to create a video where you explain where you got your name. First of all, it can help you illustrate what your video is about, what your channel is going to be about. So if someone comes in the future and says, wow, that's a weird name, wow, I don't know what this channel is about, you'll have that one video that you can say, hey, this was my first video or my last video, but either way, a video where I explained who I was, what I did, what I do. And that's it for this week. I'll be back next week for another less prize-worthy, but still hopefully entertaining and insightful Tube Tuesday. Thank you. See you next week.